By listening to the following, you are acknowledging that the comments, opinions, and analyses expressed by Metatope LLC, its representatives, or any other contributor are for informational purposes only and should not be considered individual investment or legal advice or recommendations to make an investment or adopt any investment strategy. You should be aware of the real risk of loss when buying and selling any assets, including but not limited to NFTs, tokens, or securities. Always conduct your own research and strongly consider seeking the advice of a financial or legal expert. And now, here's Crypto Chris G with TopeTalk.
Good afternoon. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for getting here early. A little bit of a slow start, but it's okay. Everyone's got busy days on a Thursday, getting ready for the end of the week. So appreciate everyone being here. The guy is already here. And first we'll do some hellos around the room, drop into some market analysis, some news when Walker gets here. And then we'll jump into diving into, breaking the cycle and understanding what each project we have. Launched projects such as Chelsea from World of Women. We have Dave from the Victory Point team, which is a gaming studio, and then we also have Graham Goyles on deck, which is minting very soon. So excited to see what's going on with the teams here and what everyone's up to and how they feel that their projects are gonna essentially break this cycle, because I think it needs to be broken. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for something to happen. Holy moly. But anyway, first, let's jump over to DJ Crypto Medic. What's up, man?
What's shaking, everybody? GM to my brothers and sisters from other mothers and misters. I want to welcome the panel. Thank you guys all for being here. Everybody else in the room, thank you for coming. October is heating up, and not just the ghosts in my house. I feel some exciting stuff coming. Lots of really cool mints going on this weekend. I'm just excited there is something to talk about again.
Yeah, and that was me slacking you. That was funny. I could hear it in the background. That was good. Let's go over to Dave. Actually, you know what? Ladies first. Sorry, Dave. Ladies first. We have Chelsea Chung from the marketing team of World of Women. How are you today, ma'am?
Hey, I am doing quite well. Thanks for having me. I was grooving to the dance jams before we got started. Reminded me of my good old Vegas days. So thanks for bringing the energy.
Yeah, that's me too, actually. Vegas is always a good time, and those are pretty popular jams, at the hotel room, not the pool parties, not any of the nightclubs, but, just, music you get ready to listen to before you go to dinner. Nothing else happens in Vegas there. But yeah, it's excited. Probably will be out in Vegas December time. Excited to see the mixture of cold and warm weather. We'll see what happens. But yeah, let's jump over to Dave from Victory Point. What's going on, man? How are you doing today?
Hey, we're doing very well. We're ending the day with a wonderful space. Thank you guys for hosting this. The day has been completely jam-packed from the point we woke up to now we're going to bed. So it's been a wonderful day in the world of Web3. And I've never been to Vegas, but man, when the song was playing, I was imagining I was there.
We'll get you out there one day, man. Once this next bull cycle hits for NFTs, bro, we'll definitely do like one of those Vegas NFT trips. Get you out there, make sure you have a blast, bro. I'm really excited. If it's not a Metatope party, it'll definitely be a Victory Point something. We'll figure it. We'll, if not both. I can't see why we can't collaborate and rent out. We don't need the Hakkasan like Azuki, but there's plenty of things to do out there, and maybe it's something during a day. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for stopping by and chilling out with us on this evening. Let's run it over to Enzo.
Yo, how's it going, man? I've had an amazing week, especially considering that the US dollar has gained a bunch of strength over my home currency of the Uruguay peso. So I feel like I got a pay raise, even though I didn't get a pay raise, just the dollar's going up. So it's been a good week. I feel like I feel good. Although I feel like the rest of my country doesn't feel so good, considering they get paid in pesos, not dollars. So it's unfortunate for them. But I hope that Walker has some market analysis as to why the dollar has gone up so much in the past 5 to 6 days. Hopefully we can hear from him.
Yeah, he's requested. Let me get him up. I'm going to bring him as co-host. I'm going to get to the phone real quick here. Hang tight, everybody. All right, there we go. So I put the other phone across the room so it doesn't echo. And I mean, it's not like I have to walk far. My apartment's like a hotel room. So just took a second, had to get over there, about 5 steps. Yeah, so as Walker gets up here, we shall dive into the market analysis. Here he is. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause, Mr. Walker Holmes himself. Man, hold on. Nobody say anything yet. Oh, there he is. All right.
That is amazing. And Enzo, I heard you asking about the dollar, and I think that the dollar is truly the ultimate of all hedges, right? When people are going risk off, where are they going? They're going into the dollar, they're going into gold, but mostly the dollar and bonds. And I think with all of the geopolitical uncertainty, the absolutely terrible events that we see unfolding globally, has a lot to do with people repositioning into the dollar. We had the labor statistics come in last week, much higher than expected. The CPI data came in, year-over-year core inflation looked okay, but a lot of the inflation readings were much hotter than expected. And so you kind of have this, this constant balancing effect that's going on. And really, nobody knows exactly what to do right now. People are really just predicting into the future, trying to figure out, what the Federal Reserve is going to do. Are they really going to continue to keep rates this high? I mean, we have 30-year mortgages, approaching 8%, which is, crazy to think about, how recently we were near zero interest rate environments. And then coming over to crypto, we have the SBF, saga just unfolding, and all of this admitted collusion around them selling customer funds. Probably people here had funds on FTX, and they were literally taking customers' funds and selling that on the spot market to keep the price down. And we've just got to kind of wait and see here. I think that these are incredible times to buy, and for certain assets, right? But I mean, if you look at Bitcoin on a cycle basis, and you look at where we're at in this halving cycle, we are right on track. And with the potential upcoming spot ETF, I think we've got some really beautiful days ahead.
Okay, cool. So did that answer your question, Enzo? While you're making more money now?
Yeah, it got answered. It went up 2.5%. So I was kind of curious, and I knew that Walker would hopefully give an analysis this week as to what's going on. So yeah, that answered why. Thank you for that.
Sweet. That's awesome. Bringing some people on stage from these parties here. But we did have Misty jump up. How are you feeling, Misty? Wanted to bring you up here and just get some updates from you and see what's going on.
Hello. Thank you for having me. How's everybody doing today? It's good to see you all up in here in the TopeTalk. I really appreciate the invite. I don't really have any updates right now. I'm cooking, so I'll have updates on the next one.
Well, it's good to hear your voice. That means you're alive. So that's the most important thing. We'll get you on the next update. We'll know what's going on. I'm really excited to hear more. But yeah, let's jump into some current news in the space. Oh my God, guys. If you haven't been taking a look, there's obviously some FTX stuff. We'll jump into that in a second. But we did have our favorite TV guy. I mean, he obviously knows everything. He's a genius. Whatever he says is true. We never fade him. There's no such thing as a fade Jim Cramer cult or anything like that. But yeah, no, Jim Cramer says that Mr. Bitcoin is going down big, and tells all his his audience to buy gold. So everyone here should be carrying their gold around with them in their backpack, on their waistband, on their pinky toes. Make sure that you're not buying anything else except for gold. According to Jim Cramer, who here in the audience, anyone on stage here walking around with a bunch of gold? Maybe like an ankle bracelet or something. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh man, I meant to like put a thumbs up, but yeah, I've always carried gold. One, because I like to wear it, and two, instead of having it like in like chips or like little pieces, like you could just rock your investment.
Yeah, you got one of those like giant gold breastplates, like in like a Roman war, right?
Now, I wish that was the case, man. I didn't get it when it was that cheap, but
No, I got it, man. Real quick, we have Chris up here from the Graham Goyles team. Thanks for joining us, man. You want to give a quick introduction about yourself?
sure. So, my name's Chris Ursto. I'm from Florida. I was born in Miami, raised in Fort Lauderdale, we're currently in Sebastian, fully doxed, and part of the Graham Goyles core team. Basically, I got into crypto. If you're asking me about myself, got into crypto right around the pandemic. Was actually at a restaurant, and I heard a couple talking, and I don't know what language they were speaking, but they kept saying XRP, XRP. So I went ahead and Googled it right when I was there, because I was like, I'm not going to remember that tomorrow. I'm going to miss a letter or something like that. And then started seeing all these YouTube videos, and it started making me go nuts. So that's kind of what got me into it. And then I got into node season, lost money, but gained some on some. What can you do? But other than that, just found a newfound love for NFTs. I was mainly on the DeFi side for quite some time. And I'll tell you, when you look up like about NFTs, when I did, at least I was able to find some good resources and good things. Like there was nothing but bad things that you would see, like 200 and $50,000 for a monkey with sunglasses on. If you try to go ahead and sell it, you couldn't even get nearly that amount of money back. That they had no utility. There was like, it was all bad write-ups on it. And so then I decided, well, if I was on the DeFi side and working on the DeFi side, I want to go ahead and get on the NFT side and learn more and, dive deeper. So, literally, if depending on, obviously the company, or the brand, it's a piece of artwork. It's just drawn digitally. Someone took the time out of their day, to create something very unique, and digital, that can carry, bounties and traits and fun, and, it could do a lot of different things, really, whatever you want it to do. And so I really learned the value of that. So, when I got into, Web3 and everything, I have a marketing and sales background for a long time, like over 20 years now. I'm getting old. Um, and, I went with the Graham Goyles. They've been around in the space for over a year or so. Nari F. Dow, went with them as well. And then they're partners with each other. So that worked out very well because they're both really good people. But yeah, as being, a core member, I learned a lot, saw a lot of things, and I'm just glad to be a part of something that involves all the fun elements of the things I enjoy, whether it's Star Wars, Marvel, DC, wrestlers, 90s themed, characters, the feel of a Gremlins movie and a gargoyle, clash together. And there's my PFP and J's down there, and Just So Psychos, and then the emblem, how far it came from when I first heard of their company versus what it looks like now. It's just like, it literally is night and day. It's exciting to see progression, especially when it comes to, companies, because, and I say companies because, we are a company, and a brand. So, and I like to refer people, that way, because, that's realistically where we need to be or should be or heading to, because we have to operate the same way. We can't just treat people like, like nonsense, or we'll scare them out of the space. So, I mean, in a nutshell, I mean, that's me. I like to have fun. I'm monotone, so I always sound like I'm angry, but I'm actually really laid back. Um, so I'm not mad at all. I sound the same. My voice just goes up or down. But you know, I'm looking forward to the Mint this weekend. It's been a grind of 4 months, you know, with Jay and Pinky and Jeremy. And so the real fun begins as the next stage opens, and you know, people will start posting their gremgoils all over the place, and it's basically starting all over again from, you know, day one when that Mint opens, because now it's time, you know, for people to start showing them off and getting them out to new people besides, you know, our foundation.
Cool, man. No, I appreciate that. And intro to yourself and a little bit about Graham Goyles. And you know what? I guess like because we do have a bunch of guests here, let's. I was gonna go into this FTX stuff, but you know what? I don't want to bring anybody down. That stuff is just absolutely out of its head. If you haven't taken a look, like definitely keep yourself just known on what's going on with the trial. You know, the Alameda stuff today was absolutely absurd, and it's crazy to think that that was what's happening behind the scenes over there. But I want to ask Chelsea a question. I had a question for her, but I kind of wanted to follow up with what Chris was saying here. And I guess like my first question was, Chelsea, were you on the team when you guys minted World Women?
No, I am a new addition to World of Women. I've been on the team just over a month, but I've been a holder since 2022. Deeply involved with the community. Have kind of traveled to lots of events, and just continue to develop relationships with the community and team. Was part of a group of community members called the World of Women Warriors, which is kind of like a community advisory panel of sorts to the team, played an active role in that, and then got brought on more officially. So new team, but long history with World of Women, but unfortunately not since Mint Day. I wish I would have been.
Oh, that's cool. And I love the background on your PFP, the spooky season. It's so cool. That's perfect for this month. So I guess I'll ask you my other question regarding because I guess my question with that would have been the stress and stuff. Like, how did you guys handle that? But I guess I want to go to being with World of Warman and being newer in this ecosystem on the marketing side. What kind of initiatives do you bring to the table in the sense that empower women creators and artists?
Well, I'm gonna pause and actually go back to the first thing that you wanted to ask, because I have been in the NFT space for a while, and I have worked on other projects that have gone through mints, and it is so I can speak on that. Not with World of Women, but it is extremely stressful. There is so much that goes on behind the scenes. So I also just wanted to give Chris a shout out, and give you some extra love and fist bumps for launch for Mint Day, because I know the grind that it takes leading up to that, and the coordination, and all of the details from the artwork to the list to the communications and the contract. I mean, it's just there's so much that goes into it that we can kind of forget about in this space. So huge shout out to the team over there who's heading into Mint Day. Do you want me to move on to the next question?
Sure. Yeah. No, I think it's great. I'd love to learn more, because I think World of Women is an absolute fantastic brand, and, breaking this cycle, I think with women empowerment, I'd love to hear what you guys are into on that side.
Yeah. So the cycle, oh, the bear market, right? I think it's, honestly, I think it's a welcome time to be able to slow down and do a lot of evaluation, be a lot more strategic. I think when times are good and money is flowing and people are just hyped about the space overall, you can kind of get away with doing a lot more things that maybe aren't even the best strategic calls in the long run, right? And so this period of time has really forced us to hunker down on that and to reevaluate the company, everything that we're doing. In terms of empowering women, it is absolutely, it is absolutely a part of World of Women. I mean, it's in our name, World of Women. But WoW is so much more than just a community of women, right? And in terms of that, in terms of that evaluation and what we're doing in the bear, we are in the process right now of redefining kind of our strategic positioning. And women will always be at the forefront because it is our mission to build an inclusive future. And we are here to make sure that everyone has the ability to participate in building whatever is next. So I can tease a little bit of kind of what our refined messaging is and positioning as a company. We're leaning really heavy into the idea of a lifestyle club, because what we've noticed throughout World of Women in the last few years is that the community is just what makes it like so incredibly special, right? When we did over 100 interviews asking holders, what do you love about WoW? Why are you here? What makes it special to you? And time again, people said it's the network, it's the people in it, and I get so much value out of just growing that network. So we're making a lot of strategic moves to lean into that even further. We just launched a product called Patio. It is our digital membership hub for all of our members to connect and to share a little bit about themselves, however much they want to, showcase their collection. And we have a public roadmap. So like really anyone in Web3 can actually contribute to our public roadmap. But the idea is that this product is kind of our digital clubhouse and will really be like the key place where we enable and facilitate those connections as well as deliver kind of the broader benefits of membership. Women again are part of that because again we want that space to be inclusive. Something I've kind of been saying on the team is like it's not just enough to invite people to the table. We actually have to like inspire them to make friends at the table and want to stay and actually build the table. So that's kind of the evolution of kind of our value prop, our mission. It's like, yes, we want people to be included. We want women to join us, but we want to do more than that, right? We actually want to empower them to be at the forefront of art, tech, and culture. So that's a little preview of kind of some shifts we got going on.
I love it. And if anybody has any questions like that they want to ask a specific person as we go through the audience here, please raise your hand. Everybody can ask them. I usually put together a few questions before space, but it's not limited to that. But no, I really appreciate that answer, and I think that's fantastic information. And it's important to make women feel not only empowered but more comfortable in this. I would say male dominated, but a lot of these guys aren't that smart. We know that. Oh my God, half of these collections that I've seen launched by some of these people have just. It's like the whole pump and dump scheme and NFTs is a little scarier than it is with like coins, because like a lot of founders of NFT projects are doxxed, or they're very easy to get to, or it's all about that community driven atmosphere when it comes to art. So it's sad to see a lot of what's happened in the space, but we have to kind of wiggle out the bads to make room for the goods, and I think that World of Women is here to stay. So thank you for being here and hanging out with us. I do want to direct a question over to Victory Point with Dave. This is a gaming studio that absolutely is creating a masterpiece when it comes to these, Call of Duty style, but Web3 version. And, I do have a question for you, Dave, and hopefully it doesn't, I didn't, by the way, I don't ask any or give questions before I ask anybody. So I just want to dive right in with you on this. But I guess, I guess my question to you is, how is Victory Point going to like disrupt the traditional norm? I mean, we know that Web3 gaming, a lot of people in the gaming industry are, they're not very educated on the NFTs. And for the most part, gaming in general has been very, not very accepted. You're not accepting NFTs, or don't understand like the true use case, and don't think that it's actually helping the games. So what my question is, how do you guys plan to disrupt that, and what's going to make people play your game?
At the end of the day, I truly do hope that it is because that Victory Point is a fun game. Of course, we all know and love CS:GO. We all know and love Call of Duty. The founder of the CEO of Victory Point, Julio Costa, he's actually a gamer at heart, and he grew up on League of Legends and CS:GO. Myself, I was pretty much always addicted and glued to Call of Duty, and hopefully at the end of the day, people are going to be coming back and playing this game because it is fun. We have a lot of unique game modes that we are bringing to the table when it comes to a first-person shooter, game modes that have never been seen before, and game modes that I believe content creators will absolutely die for, because that's what we're trying to focus our gameplay on, is um, how can we better supply content creators with content that can be pushed out there to their audience, so their audience can be interested in gaming, can be interested in what we are building. And hopefully that will be a great way to onboard the Web2 community. I always love to say that Web3 gaming is going to be one of the major catalysts in onboarding the Web2 world to Web3. And hopefully, like I said, once again, that it's going to be because they love the gameplay. And what we like to do is we don't like to push any of the Web3 aspects. We don't like to talk about NFTs. We don't like to talk about crypto. It is there, but for stage one, it's all focused towards targeting that Web2 audience. We have a 3-stage plan that's going to slowly transition the game, the product, to the Web3 universe. Um, but hopefully that transition is not going to be observable by the gamer, meaning they're going to be so far deep into the world of Web3 and not even know it. And through our way of educating the users through loading screens, uh, in between matches or going between menus, when you see that loading screen, there's going to be educational pieces saying, hey, did you know this digital asset was actually an NFT? And we'll kind of explain what an NFT is. And, like I said, those gamers, they're going to be playing Victory Point for Victory Point and learning a little bit more about the Web3 world, and hopefully staying with us because they enjoy the game, they enjoy the content, and they're slowly getting to know and love the world of Web3 like we do.
Yeah, and I think it's important that you also said that Julio is a gamer before a builder, and I think one of the biggest issues with that first round of what NFT gaming or crypto gaming brought to it was businessmen that didn't understand gaming. They just see numbers, and they see ways that, oh, I can build a game and I can do this with that, but they don't even understand what a gamer wants. And we witnessed that, and that was, I think, what really made the gamers out there pretty pissed off, was that, like, they just not, like, just because you're a gamer doesn't mean you're stupid, right? So it's like, doesn't mean that you don't know business too. But man, like, a lot of that stuff that came out started pretty strong, and then it completely backfired because it was all business driven. There was no actual, like, nothing that an NFT brought to the game made it more fun. So I'm excited to see what Victory Point does to do that. And go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, and I want to say that a lot of that, the negative aspects of the early stages of Web3 gaming, a lot of it came down to the tokenomics and token metrics. A lot of that did not make sense long term. A lot of that made sense to fill people's pockets short term. But what we're trying to do over here at Victory Point is having a sustainable economy, an economy that's going to be around for many years to come, and hopefully supply and support many games to come. That's something that a lot of these early adopters of Web3 technology into the world of video games really didn't care about. At least that's what it seems like they didn't care about. But it's something that we truly do care about. We want this game to be around for a long time. And you can't have a Web3 game without a sustainable Web3 economy. So we're trying to tackle both sides. And of course, at the end of the day, who really matters is not our pockets, but the gamers.
Perfect, man. Perfect. I appreciate that. Walker, you have anything on your end you want to ask?
Yeah, I've got the chance to see a little bit from Victory Point. I think they're doing an amazing job. And, I think a lot of the motivation that we've seen behind the creation of these Web3 games, kind of like Chris is saying, is just really been economically driven. And, a lot of the builders, I don't think, have had the incentive to put the time and the energy and the grueling hours that it takes to build, like a truly, like, graphically pleasing game. And, just like the expectations of gamers has grown so exponentially over the last 10 years, it's pretty hard to believe. And as we continue to transition into that space, into the metaverse, right? That's really what we believe is that the metaverse is a culmination of all these different digital interactions that we're having. Whether that is social media or Zoom or even Twitter in a sense, right? And as we mold into that, I think that there's such an incredible opportunity for these NFT brands to really embrace that 3D evolution and truly become some of the staples of what may soon be, some of the most used environments in the digital world. And I think that's where we have such an incredible opportunity to position this space to be a really big part of the next step towards the metaverse. So super excited. We've got some incredible people here today. Thank you all for being here.
Sure, man. Thanks for adding that. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, so I have a question. So, I mean, I looked at it too, and I mean, it looks awesome. So, I mean, great work. I know that can't be easy. I actually have seen other projects out there and companies that, are doing something similar, right? And what do you plan on doing with it, differently? Because I don't think they did very well. And I'm not comparing your game to theirs because it's not the same. It's a similar concept, obviously, based on the way it looked. Like what's the strategy behind it? Are you gonna do like play to earn? Are you just going, like where are you gonna go with it first?
Yeah, so first off, I believe a lot of what we've seen from the first person shooter world still was kind of things weren't really well thought out. And a lot of these projects, a lot of these games release their tokens first. And of course, their vesting schedules are not set up correctly. They're set up to, fill the pockets of those who invested and do nothing more. And it ends up dumping on the community. What we're doing is we're focusing on the game.
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
We're focusing on the gamer and the gameplay. And we want this to really, truly be a solid game. Like I said, each and every one of our team members, they are gamers. We're passionate about this, and we're working all out of pocket. We don't have many investors, and I believe we've been able to achieve so much more than what these previous examples were able to do with millions of dollars. We're working with table scraps over here, and we're hopefully going to be spinning gold momentarily. But we want to focus on the Web3 community. We want to focus on creating fun um, tournaments amongst communities. I think that's one of the most important things that these PFP projects have. This is their most valuable asset, is their community, and we want to leverage that. We want to hold on to that because there's so much value there. There's so much love and connection in the Web3 world, but we're really divided by our projects. And we want this project, Victory Point, to be a platform for all different Web3 projects from all different corners of the Web3 universe to be able to come, to connect, to make memories, and add extra value to their own projects. And the hope, the goal is to be able to use these PFPs, these assets that don't have much utility, and give them that utility. Allow them to use them as in-game characters. Allow them to use their PFP pictures to token gate clans within our game. There's so many wonderful ideas that our team has had, and I'm not saying we'll be successful, but we're going to try our darn best to be successful because at the end of the day, this is a passion project. This has come from the heart and soul of our team members, and we're definitely not giving up anytime soon. But yeah, hopefully that answers a little bit of your question. There's so much more to the story.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like I said, I mean, I'm not trying to down you at all, man. I'm trying to pump you up. So I know I sound monotone and everything, but there was a project called Warfi that came out that had a game that was first person shooter, third person shooter, and they pegged it to a token and it was playable. So you put $1 in, and then you get 50 cents per kill. And I mean, the graphics weren't as good as what you had. It was WebGL based. because a lot of people didn't want to download something because they were afraid of malware and whatnot. And so like the thing was is that they just couldn't find enough people to play the games. So like you said, like if you focus on the community and what the people want out of the game and everything like that, that's huge right there, because I think that's gonna help you out with your success, because you're tokenizing something, and getting people to go play it, and then charging a fortune for a skin. Like if you want to put like your character from your project in the game, to go run around and shooting. And it's a great idea and a great concept, but I'm sure you guys, have put your minds to it much further than they did, to make it into something where, you have people playing tournaments of hundreds and, plus at a time, versus you can't even get like 6 people in there.
Yeah, the Web3 world is very small, and we are going to rely heavily on the adoption, more people transitioning and coming over from the Web2 world. Um, but yeah, right now we're focusing on making our connections. We got a lot of wonderful things lined up. We got a lot of big people, who are looking forward to backing us, to supporting us, and at the end of the day, I never played any of these games that you spoke of, but I did, I do know of a few that were out there. But the ability to earn assets freely, having a grind or having an experience where they can unlock assets, NFTs, own those NFTs, and provide and determine their own value. I spent 50 hours to unlock this NFT through the free way of grinding the game. I unlocked this gun skin, and this weapon attachments. How much do I value myself? We have a lot of focus on our in-game economy, and a lot has been thought about. Um, we want to bring the power to the gamers, and we want to give the gamers opportunity to earn assets without having to put down money. We like to think of our game as something where you don't need money to start playing and start earning. You can unlock assets through our free progression system, and again, you can determine your own value based off of, I don't know, how much you appreciate yourself or think of yourself. How much is 50 hours of your time worth to you? You can put that price tag on your weapon or weapon skin. But I feel like I've spoken too much, but all the love, man.
That's
Thank you
okay,
for the
man.
questions.
Yeah, let's let Medic ask one more, and then we'll move to. I want to say hi to Richard real quick. He just joined the space a little late, and then I have a few more things to go over.
Yeah, man, I just want to comment. I mean, I love Victory Point. I love what they're doing. It's super interesting to me that this is just the digital iteration of like paintball with your buddies. That's kind of the way I see it. Like I used to get together with a bunch of friends and we would play against other teams, and I think that's really turned into what happens, right? In a lot of these gaming environments, you become friends with other people, you team up, and then you go shoot other people together, right? But to try to bring that into a new iteration, I love what they're doing, right? To make it more than a game, to give, more to not just what you're doing and spending your time, but to make it a reason to be there, right? As opposed to just a pastime, I guess. And the more that we bring those kind of ideas to Web3, the more that Web3 is going to be successful.
Hell yeah, man! Sounds good. But no, thanks, Dave. You were in the hot seat there for a second. That was fun. Richard, man, what's going on, bro? Good meeting today with you and Max. Really excited for the rival Bears. Go ahead and just give an intro about yourself for those that don't know you, and I'll get you a question for the Bears.
Oh man, I gotta be on the hot seat. I just want to have a conversation.
No, Dave was in the hot seat. Now I'm just saying hi to you.
No, it's all right, man. It's good to be with the Meto fam. How's everyone doing? Yeah, just a little bit about myself. Which is Miar Junior, Crypto Junior, as I was once called when I first jumped into Web3. Anyway, but yeah, just man, I know what to say. I do a lot of different things. Have a software background, currently on the Rival Bears team, Web3 wise, and really where I'm helping them out there is on the strategy and overall just like execution, which is, to me, coming from my corporate Web 2 world, as a like software background, um, did a little bit of coding, and then sort of moved more into the technical sales and more sales marketing side. So brought that over to Web3 and have sort of helped out different projects, different things, just bring that, I guess, experience to a more, I think, where Web3 is trying to go, business ran system or projects, because we're realizing royalties aren't exactly the best way to sustain a project, right? Especially with it becoming optional nowadays. So yeah, just trying to bring more of a Web 2 background to the Web 3 world, but also bring the obvious benefits of it, which is, as we know, the transparency, the ease of use, the no middleman parts of it. So yeah, about Rival Bears itself. I mean, honestly, Max will probably be here in a little bit. I like, I feel like we talk so much about projects and different things in that, and I think one thing that I appreciated about when I met Max and got to know more about the project and his vision for it was when I said, "What's like?" I forget the specific question, but it was like, "What's the utility?" He said, "You know what, man? I just want it to be fun." And I was like, "Wait, what?" um, and yeah, there are other things that the project is building, currently has delivered, is about to be putting out, and I'll let Max do all that because he's the best at it. Um, but the fact that he started out with fun and I guess like the why of the project, just, and he'll probably share his story on how he got into NFTs, but that was really the reason behind it. Just when trying to bring back that bull run fun into NFTs, where it's like not all negative, kind of like the title of this space, breaking the cycle, right? Trying to like break the cycle of this bearish movement. And even though, yes, we're the rival bears, the irony behind it, but bringing back the fun of it. So I was like, dude, I appreciate that, because we didn't really go into utility, which, yeah, I believe is very important. But I think, as we know in business and just life, it's just the little things. You can't forget about the little things. And I think if we focus on some of those little things, it actually may turn out pretty well. But I definitely overcomplicate things all the time. So I'm that's a reminder for myself too.
That's good, man. I appreciate it. Um, no, it's awesome, man. Love what you guys are doing. The art's sick. The vision of Max and you guys have I'd like it. Walker and I had an hour meeting with them today and got to dive into some more of the deeper stuff in their collection, and they're doing the right thing. They've got a really good vision and a really good direction that they put in place. So excited to see
Oh
everything
yeah.
with the
If he
team.
doesn't make it here, in time because he is in the IRL meeting, oh, don't get me started. I can go on. I see Rad Dad in here. He
No,
knows
you're
I
good,
can
man.
I can blabber on about the roadmap because it is kind of cool. But I'm like, hold back, Richard, hold back.
Well, I have a question for everybody. So I think we'll go hands up here, and I'd love to know about either yourself, your collection, or what it is. You can figure out how to answer this question however you want. But I guess if you want to go hands up here, how are you, or how is your collection or your project? How do you address the criticism in the NFT world that everything we're doing is literally like a speculative bubble?
Bro, just be honest. Um, that's my thing. Because at the end of the day, it is at times like. But guess what? A lot of other things in life are too. Like stocks are speculative. Everything, like, it's like, what exactly are we trying to fight here? So if we just like straight up be honest with ourselves and with everything else and call it as it is, but then hey, check people with their thoughts and mindset, they'll be like, whoa, I never thought about that, man. Because most people just come at like defensive. But I think, yeah, I think just like literally sit down, be honest about it. It's not perfect, but neither is anything else. And hey, let me educate you on why I'm a true believer in this. These are real, tangible reasons. It's like, so I think that's the best way to do it. And at least that's how like and then I think that's why our community is so cool. because like it was such a open-minded crowd. Like we run different spaces, from like fitness to just hanging out to like an AMA, and everyone was just chill, and I get to meet so many different people. And I've been looking at Max, I'm like, yo, how did you find all these like just chillax people that are just strong believers in the project, that just like, even though there's delays and this and that, we still deliver, and people are just like, yeah, we know it's gonna deliver, just hanging out, enjoying life, checking in. But wait till you see Mac, because the amount of activity that he puts out, I wonder if he has a clone, honestly. But I think people will just really see that activity, and like a young believer, or just a young go getter. It's you just kind of feed off of it. So honestly, I think it's just a little bit of everything.
Cool. No, that's all good, man. I appreciate it, Richard. Let's go over to Dave.
Yeah, I like to think back and reflect upon, history. You know, those who are building the first automobiles, while the world was screaming at them that those things are death traps, that those will never catch on, that the horse and buggy is here to stay and live and thrive. They kept their heads down. They kept on building. Those who were early to the internet, they were saying that was a bubble. They were saying that would never catch on. Those who succeeded and those who are here today, those who fully took on and adopted the internet, those were the people who kept their heads down and kept on building. We're looking at this day and age. We're transitioning from combustion engine vehicles to electric vehicles, which I genuinely believe is the future. What has Elon Musk done? He's taken a lot of hate. He's taken a lot of criticism. Everyone tells him he's doing the wrong thing, but he knows what he knows. He continues to build. He puts his head down. And that's what I hope everyone here is doing. Of course, we should listen to what the naysayers are saying. We should, try and understand the things that they see as limiting factors of the world of Web3. But we should continue building, should keep on pushing, should keep on investing our time and energy into what we believe will be the future. And I can't tell you that the world of Web3 is going to catch on. I can't tell you and promise you that it will be here forever. But I can tell you that the technology is here. It is super, super early, and a lot of the thoughts and creative ideas around the world of Web3 have still not been thought of. There's so much more to come, and I believe that Web3 is here to stay. And that's why Victory Point is here. That's why we're building. That's why we're pushing forward, is because we continue to keep our head down despite everything that may be said around us. But that's my
I appreciate that. Let's run over to Walker.
I think those are all great points. And innovation is in many times met with resistance. People don't like change, and when someone asks you, or asks our industry, what are you doing? NFTs have no value. I think that the way that I view the world, and the way that I see innovation and technology continuing to expand, I really strongly believe that the world that we're going to live in the next 5 to 10 years is going to be much, much more digital. And like, if you think so, I'm going to age myself here, but I grew up with dial-up internet. And if you think about how rapidly that innovation has happened in the last 20 years, and how ingrained this digital world is in our lives, it's pretty incredible. And to go back 20 years and to think that digital assets would have real world value was like so insane. I think even some of the most innovative people would have had a hard time believing that, like, that these in-game assets. And fast forward, and we see Fortnite doing billions and billions of dollars of in-game sales for non-skill based upgrades. And so what that shows is that 100%, like, the value of digital assets has expanded so much. And I believe that's going to continue to happen. And NFTs are the technology that facilitate digital property rights, right? Like, that is now possible. And that, to me, is one of the core value propositions, of this space. And it's not just in-game assets, but it can be KYC or just personal information. But being able to verifiably own it and transact it securely is a really great innovation for our world.
All right, just first of all, we need to clear the air there. You're not that old. You just lived in Alabama, so that's why you had dial-up internet. Let's not try
Hey
to act
now,
like you.
hey now, hold up now, hold up.
Get him, Misty.
Absolutely not. First of all, Walker, I think you're actually close in age with myself, and I also live in Alabama, and I'll have you know, okay, that we are very technologically savvy down here. Thank you very much.
All right,
We're not,
whatever.
but
I
I
still
love you.
stick to my point. Go ahead, Chris.
I think someone had their hand up before I did.
Just brought Nar up, but yeah, we can go to Nar if you want. What's going on, Nar?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I just wanted to come up and give my love to all of you on the space, Metatope. I've definitely, you guys are just mind-blowing on the stuff that you're doing. So I am very excited for what you guys have coming and bringing, and what you're doing with IP and providing an additional area to exercise IP, because that's how blockchain technology is going to be continuing, is through the storytelling and through the ability to exercise IP through various ways, both digitally as well as that transition over into physical goods, and exercising it through merchandise, through product branding, consumables, those types of things. Like that is the future, because branding is what people resonate with. They resonate with the story behind it. And what I've seen from all of just these legends up on stage, and that you guys are living, that it's part of your persona, and it's part of what you're bringing into the space, which is your just knowledge and energy and the focus on the story. It all comes back to stories. And I am just a huge proponent in that, because we tell ourselves stories about what happened today, what's going to happen tomorrow, how this person talked to me, like how I feel. It's all a story, and it comes back to that original form of human entertainment, which is storytelling. So we focus on storytelling. We focus on creating an amazing experience, and providing the ability for humans to express their creativity through art, whatever that medium happens to be. We all want to be creative, and that's human. Like I've said it a bunch of times, but yes, kiddo, I know. Yeah. Oh, you were hiding. That's right. I should have come and gotten you. All right. Sorry. That's my, not sorry. That's my 4-year-old daughter being a 4-year-old daughter. So, yeah. So, just the power of storytelling. That is brands. Look at all of the successful brands. Just look at it's about the story. Look at any product that you have on the shelf, and you can go and look and see, oh, we're our founder, and this is what we did, and here's our background, and it's about the story. So, thinking about developing the story further, making sure that you're thinking through on from a branding of all of those things that are going to help that audience resonate with you. So, shameless self-promotion, NARS fucked out. That's what we do. Much love to all of you in the audience for all of your support. Love it. We got a Polygon Mint happening tomorrow, so we'd love to see you all there. Yeah, follow Metatope. If you anyone listening to this, they are changing the fucking game, and I am so fucking excited.
We love you, Narf. That was a great story, bro.
Yeah, that was
Thank you,
awesome,
brother.
bro. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming and hanging with us. It's always good to see Misty here as well over at ASL. Really excited for both of everyone on stage here. I mean, it's really cool to see existing projects such as World of Women. Even though Chelsea's only been there a month, she's been collecting for a long time. I would say Chelsea's a degen. She can say herself, but I would definitely say she's a degen. And having insight from veterans all the way to new founders in the space is so freaking cool, because I'm so excited to see what happens. You guys are about to go into it, and Metatope is soon as well. And we're going to be watching every step you guys make, so we can make sure that we take all the good stuff that you guys do and implement into strategies to help ourselves. And I think that as we do, we're all gonna work off each other to make sure that we all succeed. Feel whenever you guys are doing this, I know Cryptomatic will make sure that we're all aware of when your mint is. So whoever wants to can pick up some of your guys' mints and stuff. But as we kind of wind down the space here, I'm gonna let Misty speak, and then I want to ask some closing thoughts from everybody. And we'll go from there. What's up, Misty?
I just wanted to say that when I launched my Walker defense system earlier, I noticed a little awkward silence. Guys, I'm just playing. Please don't take me too seriously. I'm a big joker and I'm a big gamer. And everything that I'm building and working on over here at Ape Starline is very relevant to everything that you guys are saying. I just don't want to give too much information at the moment. And just know that I'm a fun person and that I really enjoy being invited to these spaces and being amongst like-minded people that have this tech vision of where it is that we want to take Web3 and gaming and crypto and all of these things into the future. And I really respect a lot of you guys. And I just wanted to say thank you again.
We love you, Misty. You're amazing, and all the stuff you've gone through with your project and these other projects. It's quite a story that I think in the future is going to be one that you'll be telling multiple times. Let's run it over to Jay. Thanks for coming up, Jay.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here. Just wanted to say hello to everyone in the space. And what's up, Crypto Medic? How you doing? I just came here just to introduce myself. I'm the marketing manager for the Grimgoyles, and I think it was appropriate time to come up here and just say hello to you guys. So,
Man, thanks for coming up, dude. I've heard a lot from Chris already. Really excited about the Grimgoyles. I've got Cryptomatic in my ear every week at the meetings talking about what you guys are doing. So we're really excited to see everything with your mint, man.
Yeah, we're so stoked. We're so happy. We can't wait. Long overdue, and it's definitely an exciting time. There's a lot of minting going on this month, so I can't imagine how the investors are going to have to be, saving up all their ETH or Poly or whatever it is they have to invest in. But yeah, there's a lot of projects investing this month, and a lot of musicians are putting out music on Friday the 13th, which is tomorrow. So yeah, we're definitely pumped about that. Tomorrow, I don't know if you know, but our OGs are gonna be able to mint five free NFTs for holding one OG Grimgoyle. So that's gonna be a really exciting time, and just wanted to share that with you guys. I see a few OGs in the space, so
sick, man.
Ciao.
Thanks, bro.
Yes.
I really appreciate that. I mean, I don't have an OG, but I'm definitely gonna rock and roll. I mean, why not? Like you said, there's actually a lot of projects minting in this month, which it's October, right? So maybe this does draw some NFT liquidity back in the space. I mean, let's see what happens. I see Chris has his hand. What's going on, man?
You mentioned something earlier, in regards to like being in a bubble or a trend, right? And so, like, Pinky couldn't have said it better to me once. It's like everyone has their own shop, and they pretty much advertise and they're doing different things. But what I'll get into, like that, he didn't mention specifically was like things always come like that in real life all the time, and each item has its time, but like there's the thing is the time though too. I was listening to you when you were talking about that, and I was like, how many people get the opportunity to do it full time, with funds in their bank, being able to put 100% of their work week, into it? Because if you did, i'm pretty positive uh, I'm pretty positive you would be able to go ahead and let that project thrive and sell out and mint quicker. But everyone has to do in real life most of the time, and they also have to do their spaces and everything all at the same time. So you have the time factor. You have the people on the team that you hope are the right core people, within projects. And then, sorry about that. And then as far as that goes, from that point, I mean, there's a lot of variables that go into it, but there's a lot of things that in the past um, that weren't relevant, and then got spoken into existence and became popular. So is it a trend? I mean, certain things can be, absolutely, but I mean, for the most part, um, as far as the NFTs go, they're not going anywhere because they're going to evolve, and they're going to continue to grow, and they're just going to get bigger and bigger. It's just a matter of how much time, effort, and what you have to offer is put into it. So, like I said, I don't see it going anywhere. That was just my thought on it. I wanted to add when you had brought that up.
Oh yeah, man. Appreciate you adding that in. Guys, yeah, you know what's crazy? I completely forgot that I had a really high-end networking event tonight. I signed up myself for, and it just was like, hey, when did you come in? I'm like, oh yeah. So the suit and the shirt are in the shower right now, getting steamed because I didn't have enough time. But let's go to some closing questions here. I'm good for a few before I have to run. I don't know how to like. I can't wait for them to be able to like transfer the host on Spaces to continue Spaces longer. But I do think in the future, what I want to do is have like like a space that maybe like as we're getting closer to launch and stuff, I want to bring everybody back around and get updates from where they were versus when they first talked on TopeTalk, because right now I think we're at space number like 68, 67, 68. And that's once a week in a row for like 68 weeks. That's insane. I mean, doesn't mean like we don't always have like a lot of guests or a lot of like audience, but we're still here and you guys are still here. And a lot of the same people keep coming back, and it's always good to talk to the same people. Just shows that there's longevity in their project. And that's more important sometimes than interviewing or having questions for new projects, because it's like you don't want to see them just launch and then disappear. That doesn't do anybody good. So I'd love having the same people show up. Narfather has been in the space probably like half of the time. That's pretty crazy considering he's not even like, he's not Metatope, right? Like, so he's come in here and hung out with us that much. Misty's always stopping by, and we appreciate all you guys that do continue to, come and hang out with us. And hopefully you take something away, whether it's something about a project or just something in general, because the goal here is to, help educate as we go along. So I want to give some closing thoughts. If you want to give a quick, just a real quick, like 30-second pitch about maybe what you're doing or where people can find you guys. Drop your mint dates if you're minting soon. And yeah, thanks for everyone being here. Let's start off with Victory.
Yeah, so we got a lot of exciting things going on. Most importantly, the game we've been working on for I don't know, I think it's about 2 years, with 5 extra years of further development prior to when we started to take things over. But our game, our demo, our playable build should be coming anytime soon. Meaning we're going to have live servers in North America and Europe. And, as Chris said, the hardest thing for projects like ourselves to do is to find a player base. So if you like COD, if you like CSGO, if you like the things that we had to say tonight, I encourage you guys to check out what we got going on, try the game, give us some feedback, and, help us build a better Web3 game future. But so thankful to be here. All the love to Metatope, Chris, Walker. I appreciate you guys, and I really do love and support everything that you guys are building out here in the Web3 world. And thank you to all the speakers and listeners. It was a great end to my Thursday night.
Hell yeah, man. Love the message, bro. We appreciate you too. Run it over to Misty.
I have been involved in Web3 since 2020, and I love NFTs and crypto, and I just love the technology and the aspect of what everybody is building and what everybody's doing. I think I was a speaker in either the first or second Tope Talk that you guys ever did. And then when I made the Tope list, I was super stoked because that was right after all the shenanigans had happened with the previous founder and, all the hell that we went through. And so the Taupe list was a beacon of light for us. It was like a direction forward. And I can very happily and very proudly say that I'm an official partner with Metatope now. And I can't wait to work with you guys in the future. And I can't wait to come back on the space and actually deliver like all of the official new information and what's being built and talk a little bit about my project. So thank you so much for having me again. And I look forward to continuously supporting you guys.
Oh yeah, Missy, it's going to be an awesome journey. Glad you're on the same ship as us. Let's see what happens, girl. We're going to have so much fun. Really excited for that. Let's run over to Chelsea.
Such great vibes in this space. Thank you for bringing me into your community and getting the opportunity to kind of meet all the cool cats you have going on here. I think my identity as a DGen has now been revealed. No, I mean I'm rocking the name, the DGen-ness, so I definitely got a little DGen running through my blood. Web3 strong for sure. One of the more recent things that we got going on at World of Women that I encourage everyone to check out is World of Women Monopoly, World of Women Galaxy Monopoly. Narfather, I pinned WoW Galaxy up there when you were talking about story, because that's everything. That's everything that this Monopoly board aims to do, is really immerse people into the WoW Galaxy lore. It is such a great and fun and beautiful representation of Web3 IP. We have some really fun ways to tie in other communities as well. We have kind of the golden players, the player tokens is what they're called. But we have representations from Bored Apes and CryptoPunks and VFriends and CloneX and Cool Cats. And it's really just like a cross community effort, but the gameplay and story itself is all based on the World of Women Galaxy. So that's launching on next Tuesday, October 17th. Hope you check it out and, have some fun playing Monopoly.
Let's go. We got some alpha right there, ladies and gentlemen. She saved the best for last. That was great. I'm going to tell you right now, I have a suit on for the first time in like over half a year. I feel like I'm not going to even say a couple pounds, just a couple. It's a little tight at the waistline. I wonder what's going on here. It definitely isn't me. It's the suit, 100% the suit. But let's run over to the Graham team. Jay, if you want to say some closing thoughts, and then we'll head over to Richard and cut it off with we'll do Nar, and then Enzo will take us away. Go ahead, Jay, if you're still here. All right, let's switch it up. We'll go to Nar real quick.
All right. Just thank you, everybody, for the time. And that is the one that's the greatest show of support, is your time and showing up. And people that are here building for the future of where we see blockchain tech going. So come out to our party tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. We have our mint party on Polygon. I threw a couple things up in the nest. Super cool. All those nostalgia arcade feels. And we love to have fun and we love to share. So we'd love to see you tomorrow. It's an open space for anybody to come up and just come chat and celebrate and get excited, even more excited for the future than we already are. So much love, everyone.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you. Mr. Richard, say your closing thoughts, my man.
Yeah. So I guess, Max was not going to make this one, but I think, like everyone has said, appreciate you, man. Looking forward to, sounds like Miami might be our next trip. Just being around IRL NFT people versus like more Web2, out here, and then you got to go on Twitter Spaces to, at least I'm not in a poppin' city like LA where they go out there like every Thursday or something and hang out. But anyway, it was good, man. We appreciate you. We look forward to not just hanging out here more, but potentially working a partnership. We'll see. But we'll catch you later, man. Thank you again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think at some level of degree we'll be involved with each other, figure it out. So time will tell. Let's run it over to Chris from the Gremgoyles team, and I think we're good. Then we'll go to Enzo.
I was gonna say Jay sounded exhausted. We're all exhausted.
That's all good.
It's definitely been a grind for all of us. So, but yeah, I wanted to come up here and thanks for having us up. Feel free to join. The party on Sunday. We have a roster, but it's going to be a 9-hour day. If not longer. So if anyone wants to come, please join. We'd love to have you. Thanks for all your support, Nar. Looking forward to your mint as well and supporting you. And also supporting you on the Gremgoyles Mint Party. Thank you so much for all that you do. And everyone in here as well. Everyone in here has done so much for the space. One day we'll be on the space, or even on a yacht somewhere, just chilling. Doesn't mean we have to blow our money on stupid things like that, but just a nice trip to, get together and just talk about all of our experiences that we had, over the years of heartaches and, whatever it may be. So I hope everyone has a wonderful evening.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming up and saying the final words for the Gremgoyle team. Look forward to everyone's mints here. We have our boy Enzo from Metatope. He always has a nice message for us to end off on. Take it away, Enzo. Have a good night, everybody.
Yo. So going back to the importance of staying healthy that we talked about, I think in the last week or the week before, we talked about the importance of mental health and staying healthy. Going back to that, I think it's important that, everybody in Web3 says you should touch grass, and it is very important to actually go out and get some sun, get some vitamin D. And if you, for some reason, don't like the sun too much, you don't have the right genes and you burn under the sun, then putting mushrooms under the sun before you eat them will activate a certain receptor that will give you enough vitamin D, actually twice the amount that you get from actually you being in the sun. So yeah, again, I know that there's people in here that can't really be under the sun because they burn. So for those people out there that want to get their vitamin D, don't want to burn, take some mushrooms and before you eat them, put them under the sun. For those of you that can go into the sun, then I recommend, going for a healthy walk, maybe 10, 20 minutes every day before you start the day. That way you get your vitamin D, you get to see the sun, you get to touch some grass, because we know in Web3, most people live behind a screen and we don't really get to touch grass. So yeah, stay healthy, guys.
Yeah, he's talking about like regular mushrooms, like lion's mane, stuff like that, by the way. I just want to clear that up.